In this video, we've got a coin flip battle between Ron DeSantis for the Republicans and Gretchen Whitmer for the Democrats. Both of these are two big-time state governors that are potential candidates for 28. So today they're going to face off here with some coin flips. So it's random, it's silly, but make your picks now and let's get into it. Heads for DeSantis, tails for Whitmer. The first state is always the last frontier, that's Alaska. Here it comes. 3 votes are coming to Gretchen Whitmer. She gets us started. Next state, Hawaii. And that is heads. So we've got DeSantis making Hawaii red. Next state, Washington, 12 EVs. And we've got tails. That's going to go to Whitmer. She regains the lead. Let's go south to the Beaver State, Oregon. Tails, 2 in a row for Gretchen Whitmer. And now we're looking at a whole lot of electoral votes here in California. It's the most populous state. Let's see who's going to tap into these 54. Here comes the flip. Tails, it's going to be Gretchen Whitmer. And we've got a blue West Coast. So DeSantis has to catch up now. Let's go to Nevada. We've got 6 here. Ron is looking for heads, but it's tails. Whitmer, 4 in a row and 5 out of 6. Let's do Idaho, 4 votes. And that is going to be heads. So DeSantis has his second state, but he's still in single digits. Utah is next. 6 votes. Can Ron go 2 in a row? Yeah, he's got it. The Grand Canyon state is next. Arizona, 11 votes. They're going to go to Whitmer. The next state is Montana. 4 electoral votes. Tails for Whitmer. Wyoming is next. The Equality State is going to Ron DeSantis. How about the Centennial State, Colorado? They've got 10 votes. And they're going to be claimed by Whitmer, who goes over 100. Time for the Land of Enchantment. New Mexico. And its 5 electoral votes are going to go to Gretchen Whitmer again. Ron DeSantis falling out of this thing, but it's still early. Let's go to North Dakota. 3 votes. Another one for Whitmer. South Dakota is next. That's heads, and that is going to go to DeSantis. He's up to a whopping 20. Next state, Nebraska, at large, 2 votes. And this is going to be heads for DeSantis. How about Nebraska's first? Just 1 vote in this flip. It's going to go to DeSantis. How about Nebraska's second? That's heads, and that's also going to go to Ron DeSantis. Now we've got Nebraska's third, one of the reddest districts in the country. And it's also a clean sweep for Ron DeSantis. It's not often we see somebody totally sweep Nebraska. But Ron only has 5 EVs out of it. Let's see if he can keep it going. We've got Kansas next. 6 votes. Tails, and Gretchen Whitmer wipes out all of DeSantis's progress on Nebraska. Time for the Sooner State. Oklahoma, 7 votes. Going to Whitmer. Texas is next. 40 votes. DeSantis really needs to put up heads here. Let's do the flip. And it is heads for Ron DeSantis. So DeSantis stays within striking distance. Next state, Minnesota, 10 votes. Who's going to get him? Whitmer. Next state, Iowa, 6 electoral votes. And the Hawkeye State goes to Gretchen Whitmer. Next, it's time for Missouri. 10 votes. And another one for Whitmer. That takes us to the natural state, Arkansas. 6 votes. And that's going to go to Ron DeSantis. Next state, Louisiana. 8 votes. Heads for DeSantis. Next state, Wisconsin. 10 more votes here on the table. And that's going to be Gretchen Whitmer picking those up. Next, it's Illinois. 19 votes here. Who's going to swipe them? It's tails for Whitmer. Whitmer now with a 105 electoral vote advantage. Next, we've got her home state. It's Michigan. 15 votes. If DeSantis is looking to change his luck, this would be a fantastic place to do it. Let's see what happens. Here it is. That is heads. So Ron DeSantis embarrasses Whitmer on her home state. Let's see if that propels DeSantis. Here comes Indiana. 11 votes. Tails right back to Whitmer. Next, Kentucky, 8 votes here. And that's going to go to DeSantis, who's now over 100. The problem for him is Whitmer's about to go over 200. Next state, Tennessee. These 11 votes are going to Gretchen Whitmer, who does cross over 200. Now the pressure is going to start to build on DeSantis. Mississippi's next. And that is heads for DeSantis. All he has to do is go on a streak and he can get right back into it. Let's do Alabama. 9 votes. Heads for Ron DeSantis. Now we've come to DeSantis' home state of Florida. 30 votes. Whitmer might be looking for some payback, but Ron cannot really afford to lose this state. Let's see what happens on the flip. Here it is. That is tails, and Gretchen Whitmer now has a massive lead. She's at 236. It's not totally over, but DeSantis really has to go on a run here. Let's do Georgia. 16 votes. DeSantis looking for heads, but it is tails. Next state, South Carolina. 9 votes. Heads. That one is going to go to DeSantis. How about North Carolina? This would take Whitmer right under 270. Here comes the flip. It's heads, though. It goes to DeSantis, who sweeps the Carolinas. He's still down by 110. Let's do Ohio. 17 votes. Can DeSantis go 3 in a row? No, that is going to go to Whitmer, who is now 1 shy of 270. So this is looking like a landslide unless DeSantis has the biggest comeback we've ever seen. Next, it's West Virginia, 4 electoral votes. This could be the game winner, and it's not. It's going to go to Ron DeSantis. So we're going to go to Maine. We're going to do at-large, and this is, again, a match point for Gretchen Whitmer. It is tails, and Whitmer has won it on Maine at large. So kind of an early night here for DeSantis and a bit of a disappointing performance. But let's see if DeSantis salvages some dignity here or if it's a giant landslide for Whitmer. Let's do Maine's 1st congressional district. And that's going to go to Whitmer. Next, Maine's 2nd. This one is also going to Whitmer, so a clean sweep on both Nebraska and Maine. Next, it's New Hampshire, 4 EVs in the Granite State. DeSantis claims them. Next, Vermont, 3 votes. Tails for Whitmer. Here comes New York, 28 votes. Normally, this is a big state toward the end, but this thing is already over. And this is going to go to DeSantis. So DeSantis picks up a massive 28 more. Next, it's Massachusetts. 11 votes for Whitmer. Connecticut is the next flip. The Constitution State has 7 EVs, and they're going to go to Whitmer. The Ocean State is next. Here comes Rhode Island. Tails again for Whitmer. She's knocking on the door of 300. The Garden State is next. New Jersey. DeSantis looking for heads, but it is tails. Whitmer now has officially made it a landslide. She's over 300. Delaware is next. And that is tails again for Whitmer. So Whitmer, with the pressure off, shows no signs of weakness. The next flip is Maryland, and they've got 10. This is tails, another one for Whitmer. Washington, D.C. is next. And that is another one for Whitmer. It looks like that is 7 in a row for Whitmer after she loses New York. So we've got 2 states left. Here comes PA. That is 19 votes. Tails again for Whitmer. This is a fantastic finish for Whitmer. She's got a streak of 8. Let's see if she can finish with 9 on Virginia. It's the last flip. DeSantis looking for some shred of dignity, but he does not get it. Gretchen Whitmer finishes incredibly strong with 9 consecutive states, and she is the winner, deservedly so. She got 360 electoral votes. Ron DeSantis 178. It just was not Ron's night at all. He got off to a bad start on the West Coast. He tried to come back a little bit in Texas, maybe even in Michigan. But once we got into the South and his home state of Florida, Whitmer wasn't going to have any of it. She knocks out DeSantis and claims the White House. DeSantis has won some of these in the past, but not tonight. This is a pretty big blowout. plus 9 in a row at the end. There's usually something unique in almost every one of these battles. So that's it for this one. Let me know in the comments. Were you pulling for Whitmer, and are you glad to see a total landslide, or are you disappointed DeSantis put up such a dismal performance? Let me know down below on your way out. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Join if you'd like to support the channel. Hit the bell for notifications. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.